Section 7. Misunderstanding and dispute. Introduction. In this study session, we will explore the meaning of misunderstanding within social systems. We will also examine how competition for scarce resources and divergence of values, aims and goals can cause misunderstanding. Learning outcomes. After you have studied this study session, you should be able to define the term misunderstanding. 2. Identify the causes of misunderstanding. And 3. Enumerate the resolutions of misunderstanding. What is misunderstanding? Misunderstanding is a natural and inevitable phenomenon in the social systems. It occurs between husband and wife, boss and subordinate. It is the form of social interaction in which the actions seek to obtain scarce rewards by eliminating or rewarding other contenders. This may take the form of argument, fight, threats, legislation, or total destruction completely. Misunderstanding arises when people or communities pursue goals which others have interest. Cause of misunderstanding or dispute. 1. Competition for scarce resources, economic reasons. Over the years, competition for scarce resources had been identified as one of the major causes of misunderstanding or dispute in organization, individuals, groups, departments, and even governmental ministries annually or from time to time. Compete over equipment, personnel, supplies, and other resources. The total of such requests from all parts of the organization usually exceeds the quality of resources available, and consequent result is struggling a lot of action and reaction throughout the organization. 2. Divergence of values, aims, and goals. Personality dispute. Divergence of values lead to intergroup misunderstanding, especially when each group holds strong different views about an issue when goals are established, beliefs, and aims rather than reflecting common values, beliefs, and aims, thus constituting agreement. 3. Labor and management polarization. This is one of misunderstanding or dispute. The implications have far-reaching effect on organization. This is simply because of differences in perception and requests of both parties. The resultant effect usually is strike. 4. Differences in work characteristics. The growth of a highly specialized, creative, and well-educated staff poses unique problems in organization. Misunderstanding in most organizations persists between line and staff because it is responsibility and authority relationship between the two. Each type of work in organization has its own optimum technology. Vigorous pursuit of specialists may make work more difficult for people in related activities, thus causing misunderstanding or dispute. 5. Ambiguity of responsibilities. Since organizations change in response to controlling factors, it is impossible to establish a well-defined job designed once and for all. When changes are made, there is overlapping, which converts more responsibilities on one and less on the other without a well-defined boundaries. As a result of uncertainty surrounding certain functions, staff steps on each other's toes. Thus, the stage is set for misunderstanding or dispute. By 1994. Effects of misunderstanding and dispute. Misunderstanding or dispute in organization may be constructive or destructive. Usually, destructive misunderstanding captures more attention. The positive effect can be substantial misunderstanding, either constructive or destructive, if it is carried too far. When a misunderstanding is allowed to get out of control, a variety of behavioral likely to emerge. Thus, involved suspect each other's motive and read different intent into almost any action. When this type of situation arises, each party makes stronger demands on the other. The consequent effect is that failure to achieve established results is blamed on the other party and one's own behavior. Opposition is defended often in emotion and non-rational manner. Adebigbe, 2002. At this level, information is withheld, distorted, and manipulated just to serve individual advantage. To win each party is much more important than to accomplish any organizational goal. It must be clearly stated that misunderstanding or dispute is an important aspect of organizational life in order to use them positively. It is also important that managers must be able to differentiate misunderstanding and capable of knowing what effect they have on behavior. The negative effect of misunderstanding or dispute is obvious. Both the individuals involved and the organization they work for are usually hurt by it. In recent years, organization theorists have discovered the following as positive outcomes of misunderstanding or dispute. Production of better ideas, search for new approaches, tension stimulates interest and creativity, long-standing problems surfaced and served, opportunities for people to clear their views, opportunities to test one's capacity. Misunderstanding or dispute within organizations may serve as an energizer, just as an electric shock stimulates life into organization, but the manner of its handling makes a lot of difference. Resolution to misunderstanding or dispute. One of the manager's primary concern is how to build cooperation and coordination among the employees who are endowed with different behaviors. Alebiosu, 1996. Therefore, misunderstanding resolution becomes a practical aspect of his duty. Misunderstanding or dispute can be resolved in the following ways. 1. Domination, compromise, and integration. The choice can be determined by the type of misunderstanding, usually when parties have power over the other party or enjoy some special privileges. It might force or impose a resolution on its favor on the other domination by exerting authority over the disputing groups and requiring a settlement. When domination is used as a method of resolving misunderstanding, it results in a win-lose situation. Compromise method engages both sides to give up something so that both remain somewhat either satisfied or unsatisfied. This might be called the win-win or lose-lose situation. Integration is when a new way is discovered so that either side becomes very satisfied. Usually, this method is the win-win situation because the method introduces expansion, innovation, and/or new discovery. Constructing and expanding boundaries. One method of misunderstanding or dispute resolution has suggested constricting the boundaries between groups and individuals. This method allows parties to accept the challenges of their jurisdiction and work together as individuals to achieve group goals. It must be added, however, that neither solution will solve all problems. Sometimes constriction merely aggravates the problem when there is no assurance that expansion will automatically result in intergroup harmony. Superordinated goals. This method imposes objectives that can only be achieved through intergroup cooperation and goals that are mutually attracted to each group. The assumption of this proposition is that when groups or individuals are faced with the necessity of cooperating with others to maintain a mutually established objective, misunderstanding or dispute is replaced by cooperation. Study session summary. In this study session, we explain the term misunderstanding as a natural and inevitable phenomenon in the social systems. Misunderstanding or dispute in organization may be constructive or destructive. Usually, destructive misunderstanding captures more attention. The positive effect can be substantial misunderstanding, either constructive or destructive if it is carried too far. The negative effect of misunderstanding or dispute is obvious. Both the individuals involved in the organization they work for are usually hurt by it. Integrations, when new way is discovered so that either side becomes very satisfied. Usually, this method is the win-win situation because the method introduces expansion, innovation, or new discovery.